Alrighty then, we go again, because it is that time. It's that time again. Alrighty then. So, welcome along everyone to my live stream. Welcome to the channel. My name's Danny C. Let's get down to business, shall we? I hope everyone's doing good on this Saturday evening or afternoon, whatever you call it. So, let's get straight to it then. So this is round 6 of the GT World Series Manufacturers Cup, the finale at the Green Hill. And that is the Nürburgring endurance layout. Going into the Nordschleife section, from the Grand Prix section, the sprint section. So other than that, we're up for what is going to be an interesting motor race for sure. So I hope everyone's doing good. Indian Stig, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm not too bad, thank you. Hope you're well as well. And thank you for the good luck message as well. So check out Indian Stig on YouTube, people. He does open lobbies, some league racing adventures, especially the GT World Series content, as well as the daily races, anything Gran Turismo 7 related. So I appreciate you tuning in while on the go. So, and this time, I don't know what to expect. So what I had to do just before I gone live is that I've gone to not only improve my lap time, but to also paint the car to what is a greyish colour there. Graphite grey, can you see? So it was originally black, so now I've painted it to grey, because so then I'm exposed more, do you know what I mean? So that I'm more visible in case anybody's blind. Not in a bad way. Don't take it personal a bit, because like sometimes it's not easy for some to see if there's a black car coming by, even when they've got a bit of additional green colours on the as the secondary colour. Then therefore yeah. So yeah, no worries, Stig. No worries. Yeah, I have read that, there's going to be Brands Hatch at the tyre wear set to ×1 on both fuel and tyres. And as for the Interlagos, obviously two different compound tyres, from the racing hards to the racing mediums, which of course, it's as you will guessed, Stig, then it's going to be surely a GR3, because I thought that going into next week, there's going to be not only with the Spanish Grand Prix, but also the 24 Hours of Le Mans that's on the horizon. So it's going to be interesting for sure as to see how that goes also, especially with the new update that's around the corner, because it's 5 days away from the new update, especially a new lineup of obviously who have entered the 2020 decade, where you got the likes of Porsche, BMW, Peugeot, and Ferrari coming into the GT7 game in the hypercar class to give the Toyota GR010 some competition. So yeah, what's going to be happening is, obviously, we're not yet accepting entries until Q6. So that, of course, will be the 15-minute window. It looks like it's very much like a similar setting that I've been involved in from when I last done the one of them races back when I was in a Porsche, and had one of the most intense races I've been involved in, even when I was on the controller at the time. So it's it's an exciting race, considering with the rain coming in hard towards the end. But we don't know if there's going to be rain. Will it rain? That's the question. So we will find out on the occasion. So what's going to be happening for those who are just tuning in? There's going to be a 5-lap race around the endurance layout. So you have 13 minutes qualification. So you basically have a one-shot qualifying. So you could just go out whenever, really. And then the continuation time is going to be going to take the mick for somebody who wants to run the clock down and chill out of the pits in order to save themselves for the race, which is understandable. But can be effective in some ways. So we've got tyre wear set to ×3, fuel consumption rated set to ×1. You do need to pit at least once. Failing to comply with that rule will end up with a time penalty in the end. So looking furthermore in depth in the race details, so you have tyre wear set to ×3, fuel consumption rated set to ×1, slipstream strength set to real, mechanical damage set to light, refueling speed 3 litre per second, mandatory minimum number of pit stops 1, and we're on the racing hard compound tyres. So let's get into the practice board. And then, so as I was saying earlier on, I've put in a decent time in, probably the best time I could do, considering it in the car that may not be as competitive, but obviously if anybody who knows me, then there's just myself who's willing to drive the nuts out of a car that may be good, that may be average, you know what I mean? So we've got the American with a top time of a 1:48.2, which is crazy. So we've got majority of them in the Ferrari. We've got some in the Porsche. Let's see if I can find a top time for McLaren. But you never know. I might surprise myself that I'm on the P1 in the McLaren category. I don't see any 650S. Where's the 650S? I just need to take it nice and slow so that I can look better. 296, 911, AMG, M6, BRZ, Audi, GTR. So no McLaren in the top 100. There's one there. So I'm only, 2.3 seconds behind the top McLaren driver. That is a Japanese driver. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad, considering that I've only spent a little time to probably up to half an hour or maybe up to an hour or something of total when I was doing those times separately. So. And there's some in the NSX. One in the Jaguar. Another Japanese in the McLaren. And there's myself in the McLaren. So then we have Calster with a 151.4. He is live right now for those who like to go and check him out on YouTube. Obviously, one of the key figures who have made an impressive entrance to step into the cameras, that he was the player to have got himself into the World Tourer stages on the controller and fully adapted to go and drive on the wheel. Which is fascinating to see that a lot can happen for a reason. So there's Lewis in there. There's Calster. He's 25, obviously rightly so with the number 25. He's got as his number. So there's Eric, Anthony, Matty, Nicholas, myself, Vince, Eton, Kizzy, a fellow YouTube creator. And there's Kez, our friend who was regularly in my lobbies, Indian Stig in there as well, Dizzy, Genesis. So there's 18 players on my friends list so far who have put in a time at the endurance layout. So perhaps some will just have plans for the weekend, which obviously it's totally understandable. Or some just I'm just gonna save myself for to get on with whatever I needed to do. So we're just approaching 45, and once we reach to 45, then I will get into the 6 o'clock slot. So what we got coming up here? So now, accepting entries. So we will get into the flow with things. It could rain, it could not rain. Let's see what the weatherman's saying. You see, like, because my previous best lap was obviously 7:59.1, and I've shaved nearly 1.5 seconds off, which comes to show it's a real difference. Obviously, I've put up some of these, I tidied some of these corners up together, and have to adjust the brake balance to force the rear, which certainly made a difference in that one. Not what I want to be doing. Going tail happy out of a slow corner on the Born rock solid hard compound tyres. So, in case you're wondering what a graphite grey looks like whilst in the outer world, there you see. It is just a bit visible, but obviously I like the colour from the real car paint, and yeah, it's not looking too bad considering that it looks a bit more like a carbon fibre. Looks a bit more like carbon fibre on the bodywork, but obviously it just looks good when you put real car paint on for that purpose. I'm not going to try and improve a lap at this moment. I'm just getting a quick feel of the car and conditions. Obviously, it might get wet. Ah. See what the weather report is saying on the. So there is some spots of rain in some other parts on the outer part of the track. But when you reset it, well, the time trial kind of thing, you'll notice that the weather settings is just different. One time it's dry and the other it's wet. So the last time I did a Manufacturers Cup race, for when I had a chance to do so, just to recap on that one, my last appearance in a Manufacturers Cup race was at Dragon Trail, where I've won the race itself in the online qualifiers, but for the exhibition this time around. No, I was P12 at that point, and then finished 10th in the end. But what looked to be a tough race, considering that a lot was going into to be sure that we get the intermediates to last until a certain lap to get on the dry compound tires. But then following people who may be struggling, it's difficult to get past some of them, even when you're on the when you grab so much momentum. And you want to be mindful that you don't slip on the wet patches, which is what I had to bear in mind. Considering that I may have had an event or two of my own, just like this one there, just like its note, other than just carry some dirty tyres. Although that I was going to go and do the Manufacturers Cup race last time out, but I was out, so therefore that I didn't get a chance to go and do the Manufacturers Cup race. But I mean, there's no stress because it's a friendly at the end of the day. And then by the time when we get to the new update that's arriving on Thursday, afterwards that there'll be our Nations Cup, should be the Nations Cup exhibition series that's landing shortly, whenever that's starting. See how dark the clouds have gone. Had to lift off on the left-hander. If I were in the softs, I'd be going foot flat to the floor through that fast left-hander. But with these hard compound tyres, I just had to lift. Welcome along, Zot. Welcome along, Nicholas. Thank you very much for tuning in, and best wishes to you too, if you are doing them. And thank you for the good luck messages as well. Mind you, we could end up in the same lobby, Nicholas, having noticed the time, but we shall see. We shall see. But we'll just have to see how tough the split is, and then if there's any familiar players that I could be racing with, or even in a lobby where I could end up in a lobby where I'd hardly know anyone. Thank you, Zot. Appreciate it. And thanks to Nicholas once more for the message also. I hope that race at Bathurst went well for you, Nicholas. Because I remember when I was doing a practice lobby at one stage, and obviously you were one of the few to race in a practice lobby, and just to give those a rough insight as to see what the tyres and fuel strategy was like, which obviously at Bathurst, yeah, it's hope that's certainly given those a rough idea on what the race is going to be like in terms of strategy. So I'm gonna go and have a quick toilet break before this lobby kicks in, so be 2 seconds. Alright. No messing around. Just straight in the task in hand. And for those who are taking part in the Green Hell for the Manufacturers Cup race, best luck to you. Best of luck to those who are taking part in the final round of the GT World Series Manufacturers Cup race in the Expedition Championship. So, and don't worry if the races haven't gone your way, because another opportunity will come. So, let's see who we're up against. Hey, oh, we got Kizzy in. We got Kizzy in the lobby. Anybody else in? Mario Sonic is in there. So how many points is there up for grabs? 305 for the win. So we have a familiar YouTuber. For those who like to go and check out Kizzy. Brilliant streamer, by the way. It's dry, just to clarify, as you can all see. I'm not going to be waiting too long, because if I get to around 5 minutes and it gets to the end of the 8-minute period, then therefore that I'll end up not getting a lap time together. So therefore the continuation time is going to be even longer, just to highlight that. So there's just myself, Kizzy, and a few others also. Yep. Hope that goes well for you, mate. So there's Kizzy in the Mercedes. Thank you, Stig. So we'll just give it another 20 seconds and then we will get going. Set the brake balance to 4 to the rear. I had to spawn back in the spots, so therefore I get much warmer tyres. So I could just cruise around and then make sure my tyres are in good condition, ready to do what is going to be a one-shot qualifying lap. It's nice and warm out in Germany, with a bit of wind pointing towards the northwest direction. Just get me brain together with and collaborated with the braking points, the turning inputs and apex speeds, etc. In what is the second longest track on the game, but the longest track on the game is the 24-hour layout, which is obviously on the GP layout, but with a little bit with a chicane on the first part or so. We don't need to. There's no chicane that one over there. Just like a long, fast, sweeping couple of left-handers after the hairpin. So we're halfway through the lap, so just need to get some warmth on the tyres now. And try and keep it off the walls. Here we go. Long back straight. Side by side. Keeping the tyres in optimum temperature. Ready to take on the one-shot qualifying, where I could end up with a result. I could end up with a not so great result. Because you know what time it is? It's Danny C time, and we mean business. Evening, Shadow. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Bit wide there. Bit wide on that one also. Welcome along, Sean. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the good luck message. Hope you're well. Oh! Yep. No risk, just send it. Trying to make up on what it feels like the first sector hasn't been great, in my opinion. McLaren 650S GT3, mate, and I'm in graphite grey, so then I'm more visible to other players. Yeah, I had to change the colour, so then I'm more visible to other people, so I don't get knocked off. And you can hear the note of the V8 turbo as well. Qualified times are coming through. I felt the Nordschleifer section felt good, but just need to put it together on the final hurdle. Foot flat to the floor on the back straight. Give myself a bit of recomposure and get myself set ready for a heavy braking point on the final chicane. Casey with it, 8 minutes 6. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Okay. P5. Not what I expected, but it's certainly proved to be well, for when you put it all together, especially the Nordschleifer, where this is where like it's a bit of a struggle, but I'm not sure how others have messed up, but yeah, I'll definitely take that considering with the tire wear on. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Stig. Really appreciate it. And Kizzy in 13th. So there's just Bon HF left to run. Welcome along, Colin. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're well. May just go for a quick toilet break before, oh, mind you, B26. Right. Okay. It's going to be a tricky one. So, a dry start then. Let's get down to business and do the talking on the track. Let's do it for McLaren. Well done, Zott. GG to you. Thank you, Stig. Got Stitch, P-Wizard, myself in number 12 for Kimi Antonelli. Well, it's gonna rain, but when is it gonna rain? That's the question. And there's Mario Sonic. And there's Kizzy in number 4 for Lando Norris. Well, obviously his was a former race number before he chose to take the number 1 for this season as the reigning world champion. So there is the graphite grey McLaren getting themselves ready. Well, it could rain between that, but a lot can happen for sure. Thank you, Shadow. Let's go. Whoa. Oh. Sorry, everyone's struggling for a grip with the cold tyres. Welcome along, Franco. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers, Shadow. I know, right? It doesn't make sense for some people. I've got the slip from the car up front, only just. Leaving my car's width. Welcome along, Portal. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Check out Portal on YouTube, by the way, for the American continent. People. The Ferrari's struggling. Come on, come on, come on. We haven't got all day. Come on, man, it's Danny C time, come on! Thank you very much, have a nice day. Thank you, Portal. Appreciate it. Look at that, I'm flying through that corner. Rain is not strong from what I can see, but it might land on the next lap or lap 3, depending on how quickly it's going. So just got to think of what these two are doing up front. Welcome along, Andy. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Thank you for the good luck message. So far so good. Started 5th and currently in 3rd in lap 2 of 5. Yet to pit as well, and the rain is so. Good to hear, good to hear. I'm not too bad, thank you for asking. Obviously, the Toyota's slowly gaining on the straight because of its strengths. Lead is staying out. So is Stitch. Just had to open up a gap a bit on Wizard. I don't think there's gonna be any rain. So the rain's a bit too far away also, and nowhere near in the 10-mile radius. So we'll see what these two players are up to, whether they're gonna pit for new tyres or not. We will see. Ideally, you want new tyres, because I'm starting to feel the lack of grip a bit, but I've been consistent so far. The leader's staying out, so is the Mercedes. So we're all going to come in at the end of this lap, because we have to pit in. So I got a feeling that because Lit Wizards, one of these people who have pitted a lap at the end of lap 3, one of them's going to perform the undercut, so just try to go as fast as I can on my push lap. With a set of scrub tyres. Unless if I choose to not pit for a 6-second stop, then therefore that I'm gonna to give it all I got to manage with a set of scrub tyres, which might be okay for some, but I just want more rubber. Thank you, Andy. Well, there's no rain coming in, so we might as well. But the question is, will I still be ahead of Wizard for what is going to be a solid result? As I'm coming in at the end of this lap, just need to watch me speed, watch me positioning. On to the last lap now, full push. Let's see where we end up. So PLC's coming in as well, as the two drivers up front is pitted for the mandatory pit stop. Right, let's go. Where are we heading? Come on. We're ahead of the Toyota. We're ahead of the Toyota. We've got third, but we're not done yet. Just need to bring it home now for what is going to be a solid third place at the Nürburgring for McLaren. Much better tyres indeed also. But the thing is that the Toyotas are all over the back of the Swiss driver. So the Swiss driver must be on a different strategy, which will have hurt the Wizards' push for a final podium position. Copy, Andy. I can feel a big difference with the new tyres in terms of grip. Oh, Wizard's gone all over. He's tumbling down. Copy. On to the final straight now, before we head to the finish line. So this is it now. After what has been an up or down campaign, although I've made 2 appearances before, I stepped into the Nürburgring with a point to prove. At one stage, I didn't know who I was. I wasn't really sure where I was at, until I had to spare a moment to rediscover my identity, showcase my resurgence, and what you're about to witness as we're headed down into the braking zone, and of course secure a solid result after God knows how long I've been in this position, as around the final corner and Danny C takes a podium for McLaren at the Nürburgring. Get in there, Danny! Well done, everyone. Well done. GG. We've got a P3. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh. Thank you, Nicholas. It's a Logitech GRS50, buddy, with the McLaren RS Formula Wheel attachment on it, along with the RS pedals. So grab the replays if you want them. So increase the DR, so happy days. So that takes us, 279 on this one. So I just want to spare a moment to congratulate, well, if Mario Sonic is in there. Oh, there we go. Ah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Take some adapted to, because I'm running on, 6 Newton meters of torque. And, yeah. Ah, 4 months left until I turn 30, September the 4th. Well, I'm 30 in a month's time, so this is scary, isn't it? That when you feel that that number's getting to that point, then best wishes to you on your birthday, PLC Digger Dicks. So we'll have a look at the replay, shall we? Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. So where was I? So I was 5th at that point, and then there was Kizzy, who was in 14th, and then Mario Sonic in 12th. So I got off to a pretty even start, but then there was a bit of a concertina effect coming from the Ferrari driver, who was obviously just braking a bit sooner, so just to try to so there was a bit of contact with the Porsche, and that left the Polish driver to go and give way, which obviously left Stitch and Wizard the innocent party that way. That I took the advantage, just to drive around the outside of the Toyota. So I had the inside, and even though that left him some bumper damage, and then he just obviously gave me like a bit of a nudge, but it was just a case of, trying to give the position back, which rightly so. You don't want to be doing that too often, because we're in the middle of the apex, because what's happened there is and that left the Nismo driver to go and go Peroing from that Mercedes, or was they finished in 4th later on that race. Because if you can see there that I was just giving him some racing room, as you do. So he got punted from the Porsche behind, interestingly. So therefore timed the run badly, so that left the Mercedes try to recover it, and then unfortunately left the other guy the innocent party. So the way I had to finish the move is my front axles was alongside, and then just left him enough racing room from my perspective, but it's like centimeters, isn't it? Well, it's like not really much, but then I had to be sure that just pick a moment to accelerate out to the corner. And the Toyota obviously just went all over the place in the straight, and then gone onto the grass and managed to keep it on the track somehow. So what that meant also is, unlucky on the on failing to pit, mate, because it's one of them things that you do need to pit to get that mandatory pit stop completed, even if it's a bit of a guessing game as to whether the rain's going to come or not. But so that's up to you for trying, but another opportunity will come, I'm sure. So just remember to pit by any means, and then just think ahead on the strategy for sure. So it could have been worse. It could have been well out of the top 8. So at least you've come on with something, considering it that you had a 2-minute penalty dished out to you. Yes, I was just trying to keep it all together, and then in like a tight wheel-to-wheel combat kind of thing. And then that's coming across the Ferrari. That's where it was a tricky part, where I had to be sure I just remain patient. So there was something kicking off behind and all. yeah, so it got a bit messy in that one. So again, this is where you just need to well, try and give the position back to the person you made contact with in the first safe opportunity. Not at this particular apex, because what that does is leave others into a concertina effect, and then so therefore leaving the Ferrari, the innocent party, on that one. That is Mario Sonic, because you have the Swiss about to give the position back, and then he just lost it on his own. Anyway, so I had to set myself up. What kind of custom races, mate? I can I'd run open lobbies normally on Tuesdays, and then sometimes in other parts of the week, depending on my schedule. So, so I just went for the move. See, like, this is where I was not really sure like how deep was I meant to go, because it's very much more like a 50-50, whether that's legal or not, but kept myself in, so it's just later the brakes a bit. So I was on the inside, and then he was slightly ahead. And going into that bit of the apex, I've just got ahead there also. And then was that aggressive, or was that too aggressive, or was it just The main thing is really is that Ferrari driver didn't go off the track. So, and he were on the inters. Like, Ferrari, what are you doing? What are you doing to your driver? Literally. It just baffles me sometimes when you have a player who's started on the intermediates on the bone-tried track. Jesus. But the rest of them were all in the racing hard. Oh. And there's Kepon is on the Inter, so the Ferrari driver ain't the only one. So that makes it 3 of them, because there's another one on the Inters. Yeah, if you're free to do 8 o'clock slot or a 10 o'clock slot, if you're in the UK, the European, like the UK for instance, then you can still join them if you wish to take a gamble on the points, because what you're doing there is that you either could end up with the same outcome. You could either end up with a worse result, or you could have a better result. But all you need to do basically is just pit. But then you just got to think of where the rain, if the rain's gonna hit or miss. Do you know what I mean? So in that case, it's one of them that from my perspective, then I wasn't really sure what tyres are to be going to be on, but it's just one of them that if that Ferrari driver would have been on the dry tyres, then it would have been a different story. But having said that, the 458 normally is not quick on the straight according to the books, but at the same time, it's also good around the corners and the acceleration and etc. So and that Shadow Realm is like literally flying in the Porsche. So not really much happening from my side. However, only two of them who are pitted. Then you have Mario Sonic. Then Kizzy has joined in as well. Then Mr. Eagle, Vib, Radiot. So the rear tyres are a bit more short than the Mercedes. And my tyres on the rear is between Stitch's good condition tyres or and then the Porsche up front with slightly more tyres. Literally just like, look how much he's pushing. Look how much he's pushing like crazy. 7 minute 57, and then you have a 58 on the next lap. Madness. And then you also have this guy, Stitch, also too in the 8 minute one. And I was just like lapping an okay pace. Whereas the rest, obviously Wizard had to push on. And then Dino with a solid second lap, of course. And then Kimpon obviously had to change the tyres just like others. So then, therefore, they got that mandatory pit stop out of the way. So, out of the pits, Wizard was ahead at that point, and then Bond was just literally following in as well. So the Wizard fluffed his lines, and therefore gave the advantage to Bond, but had to lift off just a touch just to avoid hitting the back of the Toyota. Yeah, he just like turned in. Yeah, he just like turned in on him. Like it was his corner, like wasn't it? I'm a bit blind on that one. So this is like where he had the apex, and obviously it was just like a bit of argy-bargy going on between the pair of them. Therefore, that had to cut him off just so that that the Mercedes has the right to have that corner. You see, like this is where it all gets wrong for the Toyota. A half-second penalty. In which part? Let's have a look. About here, wasn't it? That's a half-second penalty. Like that dished out. Okay. Didn't want to go take a photo. So it's just the smallest of margins, isn't it? By centimetres. And there's Pato looking to go for the move, so Wizard feels like, right, I can't stand a chance, mate. It's just the three guys are disappearing off into the distance, so what can I do? I'll just have to try and do everything in my powers to try and keep a fourth place, but it's I just thought to see what happened with the Wizard. Did he lose it around here? Oh, that was a very unfortunate turn from Wizard after what looked to be a promising motor race, but all of a sudden towards the end, and when you feel mentally drained, then on the throttle too early and enough steering input, leaving the Toyota driver to go and pirouette into the barrier, and therefore leaving others to go and overtake, as the Wizard has done, as Mario Sonic has managed to get the overtake done. So it was over to Kizzy at that point. what happened there with Kizzy? So that's what I want to know also. Ah, Wizard just lost it on his own. Bobby Vegas, welcome along. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well, my brother. And appreciate you running the lobbies the other day, by the way. So, knows that I'm going to take home the points. I'm happy with my third place. I'll take the points. So I'm not risking anything. So, for those who are just tuning in, you got myself, who went on to finish on a solid result, and yeah. So it was Kizzy. Must be somewhere around. Well, later on this lap, where he managed to get the move done. As Wisdom was serving a half-second penalty. And that, of course, led to Kizzy to go and take home an 8th place. He looks as though he's going to be going again once more. And that's if he can get the qualifying together as well. But it could well rain. So therefore, that Kizzy gets the move done as Wizard served the half-second penalty. Look at them two going side by side. Who's going to be last for the brakes? Oh, Mario Sonic, you demon. Late on the brakes. A little tap with the wall. But it's going to be neck and neck. Oh, Digger Deeks just gets him off the line by the smallest and tiniest of margins. Look how close this is. Because what happened was, Mario Sonic clattered to the wall a bit, which gave this driver an edge. And look how close it is. Very, very close. And that's the difference between from hitting the wall by the smallest of margins to an exceptional opportunity for the other player to go on and finish in 6th. It doesn't matter what position you fight for, but it's just the fine margins is all it takes. Even with a few more points that are in it, you know, that could be worth contributing towards the end of the campaign. So, yeah, tell me about it. So I went on to finish 3rd. For those who are just wondering how I got on, so I started 5th, I finished 3rd, and that, of course, is with the new setup with the Logitech GRS50, along with the GT7 Prime League rig and the car. That's so. I felt that I've done a good job, you know, just to get the best out of myself and the car underneath me and whatever. So I'll take home the points. So, but you know what, Bobby? I'm not the only one who was faster, because I did come across some wicked drivers. Literally, as soon as I had the one player or two who just coming in, I'm like, oh, get ready, let's dance, let's dance. So, let's open the ticket, shall we? An engine on a Honda Integra. Right, one more ticket. Yep, literally, and it wasn't the first time I've raced against some distinct players. So obviously, I know what so there's some that I know that I know what the pace is like, and then they're just like on another planet, aren't they? So, but yeah. So and that is the final round of the GT World Series Manufacturers Cup, done and dusted. And what a way to finish it off on a positive note, then, eh? So, obviously, although I've participated in rounds 1 and 3, which is all I had time for, but obviously there have been opportunities where I felt I could have done better on some of the races, but yeah, an awesome podium indeed. Well, with the moment where I had to just to rediscover my identity and then showcase my resurgence once more, and therefore deliver on the occasion when it mattered. Because what you had there is Mario Sonic, who's been very much in everybody's lobby, and you also have Kizzy, one of the familiar streamers who I've known for a good few months or so. And other than that, I'm pleased that I've come away with a solid result, considering that at one stage I wasn't really sure what to expect, but when it came to the race itself, well, unfortunately, it did not rain. I would have liked a wet race, but it is what it is, isn't it? So in that case, I had to, just to go for it in some ways, where I went from 5th place, which is where I started, having put in a 58 something with tyre wear on, with the brake balance 4 to the rear, which paid off on that one, as I was just like literally, just glued throughout of the Nordschleife section. And of course, I've gone on to keep the consistency together and the mistakes to as minimum as possible. And had to pit in there at the end though, because that's what you do need to do for that combo. Failing to pit will end up with a time penalty. So that's something for those that wish to take part in this Manufacturers Cup race. And be prepared for the unexpected. It could rain, it might not rain, but a lot can happen for sure. As for what's happening next from my side, I'm going to be streaming on Monday for some other lobbies. We're going to do a chill one for the next one. So I was debating road cars, racing cars, none of that VGT Tomahawk. So that's whatever we got lined up for next. Other than that, that's very much what we got lined up. And same again for Tuesday. And by the time when we get later on the week, where the new update will be landing as well. So I'll be looking to go and get that streamed, where I'll be able to acquire all of the 5 new cars that will be added to the game, including 4 hypercars and a safety car to come along with it. So other than that, that's what I've got lined up for next week. So yeah, but considering that with all the new gear I've got, which I've had what feels like nearly 2 months now. So and then the end we've got a result: 279 points, increase of DR. In a car that might not be as competitive, but unless somebody tells me different. But other than that, I'm pleased with that. And so we keep pushing for whatever the next challenges has to offer. Oh, and I've not forgotten as well the Honda Civic Touring Car Championship on Wednesday as well. That, of course, it'll be interesting to see what happens on that one. So, other than that, I'm going to bounce and crack on with whatever I need to do, and then see what the world of Formula 1 has to offer with the Monaco Grand Prix, which you look at Monaco, then it's like one of them races where you just very much finish from where you started. But with the new generation of racing cars, it's different, except that they're taking off the straight line mode, and you can only use the overtake button on the home straight for when you're within 1 second of the car in front of you. Just a bit like DRS, do you know what I mean, from when the DRS existed. So, we will see. Anyhow, I'm going to have to cut short, and thank you very much for those who have dropped the likes, and one of you who have dropped in to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support, and other than that, I'm gonna bounce now. So whatever you're all up to, look after yourself, stay safe, have a great evening, great afternoon, great morning, wherever you are in the world. Just want to say thanks to those who are tuned in to say hello. Indian Steak, Mr. Zott, Nicholas, Shadow, Sean, Colin Davis, Franco, Portal, Andy, Bobby Vegas. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yep, same to you, pal, and best wishes to your races if you're doing the manufacturers for later on. So, other than that, I'm going to cut short. So have a great one, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, all. Bye-bye.